Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Tuesday. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as season. I got a word for you. Tap in. Happy Tuesday, guys. Currently driving, so please bear with me. So someone emailed me in regards to counterfeits. She met a gentleman and she's trying to decipher, could this be a counterfeit? Because it seems like, well, there are some things that seems off and some things that seems on. So after chatting with her via email, I figured I would jump on really quickly. Here's the thing. When you're trying to decipher between, okay, you know how men say things like, when they meet the one, they just know. I personally believe that to be the same for a female when she meets her person. Like, there's just something that's so settled in your spirit. It feels like home. It feels natural. It feels like the missing link. It feels like the piece of the puzzle. It's just like, I didn't even know you existed. I didn't even know I needed you. That type of feel. It feels safe. Your spirit is settled. There are no reservations. Only thing, if you're not healed, then you may have some trauma issues and trauma triggers that could make you think there's red flags, really, when it's not. Right? And this is why healing is so important, because you don't want to meet the right person and then you're thinking about someone who hurt you last year, right? They didn't answer their phone, and that's how you caught them cheating. And so now when this person don't answer their phone, you're coming up with all these different trauma responses. So you got to be careful. But again, that's still fleshly. I'm speaking about spirit. There's a difference between spirit and flesh. Your spirit feels settled. It's like you can walk in the room, the feeling of you can walk in the room with 1,000 people and your anxiety is all over the place. But when you walk into this room, you feel safe. You feel settled. With counterfeits, and also with your person, God have already shown you certain things. I'm not even speaking physical, right? But God have already shown you certain things that this person would bring into your life. This person fits into your life, vice versa. Like your purpose and your calling somehow mesh, or you can really see getting behind them and their vision. Like, it all makes sense. It just all makes sense because it's so much bigger than the physical. This is like a spiritual connection that God is bringing together for a greater purpose here on earth. With counterfeits look good, real good, honey. Them counterfeits can look real good, like seriously. But with the counterfeits, what you will discover is it's more fleshly. It's more fleshly, more than feeling your spirit settle. With your person, right? With your kingdom purpose partner and your kingdom spouses or destiny helpers or whatever you deem the term to be. It's not that there's not an attraction there. The attraction is there, but it's something that God does in the spiritual realm where he cuts it off, where it's not all like all fleshly and lust, like full of lust. You still have the attraction. You still recognize that the person is very attractive. You still can get it popping. Don't get it twisted, right? You still can get it, well, you're not going to get it popping, but the point I'm trying to make is it's still that kind of attraction, but there's something that God does in the spiritual realm where it's like he turns it off for that moment. I guess like an on and off switch. He turns it off until it really manifests to, I guess, to its entirety, that type of thing. Where with counterfeits, it's flesh from the jump. It's lust from the jump. Like, there's nothing in your spirit that you can psych yourself up and make your spirit feel like it's all spirit. But you know good and well that's not... you know good and well that's not spirit, because you can't even think right. You can't even think right because you're so full of lust and everything is all physical. So you can't even think clearly. Your judgment is all over the place because everything is moving from that fleshly, lustful standpoint. And then when you start to compare maybe the visions, it's kind of like, well, I mean, I can see how God will want me to get behind that, or I can see how God will maybe want to mesh the two, but it's almost like you're trying to force it to fit because you want that to be the person. When God brings your kingdom spouse, your purpose partner, your destiny helper, it's already ordained, so it just fits like a piece of the puzzle. You just have to recognize it, and you have to recognize that it may not be what you would have envisioned. Like you may have created, when you were in college or something, you may have created this whole portfolio of a person that you want to be, from the physical to the financial to the this to the that, and it may not be that. But God literally changes your desires, but you gotta be not so stuck in on your own ways. He changed your desires where you still will have that attraction to the person, even though it's not the person that you try to create. You're still going to have an attraction. In fact, that attraction will switch on you, and you'll be like, this person was quote unquote never really my type. Like, this is not a person I would have chose on my own 5 years ago, but now I think this person is the sexiest person ever. Like he literally changes your desires. So when the Bible says God give us our desires of our hearts, it's true, but he changes our desires first if it's not already in alignment with his will. So sis, if it's all physical, if it's all fleshly, and you know what I mean, like everything is flesh. I mean, from the phone calls to the you can't keep your hands off each other, you can't even think clearly, you're not even thinking about purpose and calling, you're thinking about everything else. Like, I can't say that, because of course I don't know, but I feel as if that's more, that lust and all that stuff, that's more of counterfeits. Again, your spirit will alert you when you meet your purpose. Your spirit, not your flesh. If you're someone who struggles with discernment, ask God for the gift of discernment so you can recognize people when God brings them. Like when you have the gift of discernment, you recognize when God brings people, not just your person, but anybody that God brings into your life, a friend, a helper, anybody. Your spirit is settled. You don't feel all paranoid and antsy and all these questions, and your spirit is just so connected and so settled as if you've known that person all of your life. So that's my thoughts. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.